So, crazy story, I did not plan on vlogging today or this week at all, but I thought about it. I was like, wait, I've actually not done any vlogs since I've joined my current company, which is Amazon, and I've been doing security incident response. As you guys know, previously I did detection engineering, I did a dog, and I did a couple of vlogs, a couple of times, maybe like one or two vlogs in like my almost 2 years of working there. So that's always fun, but since I joined Amazon, which is approaching a year now, which is kind of crazy to think about, I haven't done any vlogs just because like vlogging is like quite an intensive process, and also like I try as much as possible not to like make videos that give away too much about what I do. But I figured this would be a good video simply because this week I'm actually on call, and I thought it would be good to kind of like share what that looks like without actually like divulging like information about what I actually do at work that might be sensitive, but just more so about what a week in my life as an on-call incident commander looks like as a security engineer at Amazon. Yeah, that's what this video is going to be about. Today is Monday. It's currently 10:51 a.m. and we're very well into the day. Woke up a bit early today because I wanted to kind of get ahead of a couple of things before getting to work. And I'm also just coming from another week out of work for GCIH training, so it's been like a pretty long month so far, and today's October 21st, so like towards the end of the month. So I'm kind of catching up on stuff in life just because of the last couple of weeks. By the way, I think I would have made a video about the GCIH experience or the Sec 504 experience from SANS. So definitely check out that video. If it's out, it will be somewhere on the screen here. Go check that out. Just breaking down my experience with the training for the Sec 504, and also I'll be doing the exam before the end of the year, so you'll definitely be seeing a video about that before the year ends. But so rundown of what this day has been so far. So in security incident response, when you're on call, right, essentially your responsibility is to be the lead for any major incident that comes in during that week, right? So when you work at it, when you do incident response at a large scale, there's definitely a level of expectation that something bad might happen or whatever the case may be. So having someone who's going to be running point and leading like the charge for any major incidents or issues is important, because that way you have a single dedicated engineer or resource that is going to be helping with like leading investigations, delegating tasks, communicating with leadership and senior level leadership, because like when there are large scale incidents, you have to be able to communicate that with like senior level leadership, and having someone who is like responsible for coordinating those efforts, leading those efforts, delegating the work is super important, so that process is a lot more efficient and we can contain the threat, eradicate it, and also like remediate as soon as possible. So there's more that goes into that, but anyways, what today has been looking like so far is just basically me just working on, I just got out of a handover meeting, so just basically like moving work or tasks or details from the previous on-call to the incoming on-call, which is myself as the incident commander and a primary who is going to be essentially like escalating issues to me if there's anything like that. So that's one of the responsibilities, I guess, like being part of that handover process. But anyways, I'm gonna continue on to like catching up on stuff, because like I said, I've been out the last week. So what I'm gonna do now is just gonna catch up on emails, messages, and then settle into the day as I start to like approach like work that I need to do, both for my general operational work and engineering work and automation work, but also as well as like incident commander work, which is variable depending on what happens this week. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it's a quiet week, but if something comes up, I'm gonna have to put out the fire, but we'll see how it goes. As always, you gotta start the day off with a Neutonic. I've been talking about Neutonic for a bit now. Well, not really for a bit, but I've been a fan for like almost a year now, so definitely recommend checking out Neutonic. Not sponsored by any means, but yeah, this has been like my go-to like coffee daily, and it is actually like a productivity drink, as it's said right here. But yeah, let's get into work. I think it's super important for us to pay attention to the physical tools that we use for cybersecurity. One of those tools is a good work desk where you're going to have all of your computers and laptops and everything you're going to be using for your cybersecurity work, as well as your cybersecurity studying, because I know a lot of people out there are still studying to get their first certification or their first job. And trust me when I tell you that the wrong desk can actually cause a dip in your productivity, which is why I recommend the FlexiSpot E6 dual motor desk, which is what I have right here in my new setup that I'm going to be putting together over the next couple of weeks. It'll be my new personal work and study setup away from my main content and work setup. And FlexiSpot was kind enough to send me this desk, which I spec'd out with a black base and a black top, because why not? The E6 is a quality and durable desk with several amazing features, including various standing and sitting modes, as well as a memory feature to help you save a setting that works best for you. The setup for this desk is also fairly easy, and I did it by myself in less than 2 hours. So that goes to show you that you could probably do it a bit faster if you have another hand helping you out. The desk has great range for both maximum and minimum heights. So if you're tall or not, there's going to be a level for you. The FlexiSpot E6 also comes with wheel options, which I decided to install just in case I decide to move this setup to another part of the house. And it also comes with good cable management tools to keep your setup tidy and clean all the time. Last but not least, it comes with a whooping 15-year warranty, which is for the frame and the motor, so you can be rest assured of it being built for resilience and longevity. So if you're looking for something to add to your setup or to upgrade your setup, I recommend checking out the link below for the FlexiSpot E6 and using that link to customize your preferred desk. FlexiSpot is also offering an amazing Black Friday deal. On November 29th and December 2nd, FlexiSpot will randomly select 20 customers in total who place orders at a fixed time and give them free orders. Also, on November 11th, November 28th, and December 2nd, the first 50 buyers of a standing desk will get a free drawer. To take advantage of this opportunity, check out the link in the description below. Now, back to the video. So it's been a couple hours now. Right now it's 3:25 and I've been able to do a couple of things work-wise. Just cleaned up an investigation I did before I went out last week for training. There were some things I needed to clean up with that investigation, so I did that. And also had a conversation with someone from a sister team regarding an investigation and just some details about like how we can collaborate with your team on some stuff. How do I explain this? I feel like I'm speaking in parables. Essentially just like conversation about collaborating, cross-team collaboration efforts with regards to like making this investigation, I guess, a lot more valuable in a sense. So, and just to add on again, I feel like for a video like this, it's hard to kind of like explain what I'm saying without like being very specific. So like you're just gonna hear me use words like investigation, case, conversation, tool, right? Because it's important to make sure that even in making videos like this for like educational purposes or like whatever the case may be, care is taken to not expose any tools of the trades or like means and purposes, or even expose too much about what exactly I do, because a lot of it is like focused on insider threat. So even that is already a lot of information, right? So there will be very obvious like care with how I word things, just because obviously like it's YouTube and it's a public platform, and there has to be a level of just care essentially with how things are explained with regards to the sensitivities of the work that I do. So this video might be boring, but overall I just think it'll be educational. I'll try to make it as interesting as possible. But rambling aside, because I ramble a lot. Right now it's 3:28 and it's the latter part of my day. I've been working on this automation task for a bit now, and I'm trying to like finish it up today. So with security response or security incident response, automation plays a huge part in actually like responding to incidents, right? Because the speed at which you're able to respond to an incident could be the determinant for how long an attacker remains in your environment, which is like, mean time to respond, right? Like how long it takes to boot up an attacker from your environment, right? Or how long it takes to contain an attacker or a bad actor within your environment, or contain the actions they've done within your environment. And automation helps with like speeding that process up, because if you're able to like but what I was trying to say is that if you're able to have automation to like make the response process a lot more efficient, that way you're cutting down your mean time to contain, mean time to eradicate, drastically because you have mechanisms in place to make decisions before you're able to become hands on keyboard. And a lot of this has to do with not before you're able to get hands on keyboard, while you're doing other things, right? You could have automation to contain attacker activities or behaviors, or contain systems that might show evidence of compromise. So automation essentially helps make that process a lot more efficient, right? Let's say something that would normally take you 20 minutes to do, because you have to pull all this data, normalize it, analyze it, do this and a third, or it's just a manual. Automation can really do that by just interacting with a bunch of APIs, and something that would have taken you 10, 20 minutes could happen in less than 10 seconds because you have all of it defined as code. So with response automation, and this is just a preface to what I'm working on right now, with response automation, it's typically a lot of interaction with APIs. Depending on the company you work for, if you work for a company that has a lot of SaaS platforms that they use, it'll probably be dealing with connecting with the APIs for the SaaS platform and using Python to look through JSON data and make decisions based off of that. So decisions contain this host, or contain this identity, revoke these credentials, revoke this API keys, right? Or add this piece of context to your case management tool, or run this query, or pull this data from our data lake, right? The possibilities of automation is pretty much endless as long as you have access to the API. Now, it sounds pretty easy at a high level, but it's somewhat like building actual software or mini products or features of a product, because each piece of automation that you're doing is a mini feature of your entire response environment, or your entire response procedure or repository. So it's just a single automation task or a single automation playbook essentially could be could be an equivalent to a feature in a product, right? And I think this kind of analogy comes to my mind because I previously worked in a product company that I did which a lot of things were features and all that stuff. So all that to say that doing incident response, automation is a huge part of that. So if you're looking to build a career in cybersecurity and you want to do incident response, learning how to automate things is going to be super important. So learning how to write code in Python is going to be super helpful, because most automation tasks, at least in cybersecurity, are Python heavy, whether you're going to be writing that code raw, or you're going to be using a SOAR platform or hyper automation platform, or whatever the case is, Splunk SOAR or Tines or N8N or Shuffle, whatever the case is. You're probably most likely going to be using Python to interact with JSON and kind of put pieces together. Or in some cases, if you're a larger company, you might actually, in my case, be interacting with internal APIs that are not public, right? So pulling data from them and then using that data to make decisions to help make your response processes a lot more efficient. So all that to say that that's what I'm currently working on right now. I'm working on an automation task right now. That's actually even a smaller piece of a bigger automation task that I'm working on. And I feel like this is going to take me to the end of the day. So I'm just going to keep working on this. I'm going to try to take a quick break in an hour or so, because today is National Apple Day, I think. And my community center, they're giving out free Apple treats. So I just want to see what that's about. So I'm gonna try to stop by there before 5, before they close, and then if I have some more stuff to do back here, I will continue on with that. But that's practically just what today's gonna be like. It was fairly uneventful, so that's good, I hope. And then whatever happens, we'll get back to work tomorrow. All right, so today's Tuesday, and I've been up for a bit now. For vlogs like this, I typically don't show you waking up and brushing my teeth and all of that, but I actually do all of that, just in case you were wondering. But I just figure I'll just skip that and just get straight into the video. So today, it's been a pretty chill morning. Started out the day, just woke up, read my Bible, took some notes, just got ready for the day, and then did some stuff with content before I started work. So I just uploaded a couple of videos I just finished working on. I actually This might be out by the time you're watching this vlog, but the video I uploaded was about the dark side of generative AI for cybersecurity. So basically an analysis of OpenAI's most recent threat intel report. I'll leave the video, in the card somewhere on the screen. You should check that out if you're looking to kind of understand a breakdown of how cyber attackers are using generative AI or attempting to infiltrate AI companies, but also how, in this case, how OpenAI actually disrupted their activities, which is kind of cool, because they're kind of in the middle of the attacker and their end goal. So it's interesting to see how, or to know that there's a way by which a company like OpenAI can disrupt an attacker's activity. So that was pretty interesting. Yeah, back with work today. So today, my goals for today are just mainly to finish up the automation I was working on yesterday. I actually ended up figuring out something I was working on. So yesterday I didn't mention this, but I was trying to figure out something with regards to an automation I was working on, right? And it took me quite a while to figure that out, but I eventually did, which essentially, makes it possible to finish up this task I'm working on. So definitely looking forward to finishing that up today and getting to push that automation into production if possible. So that was I had such a breakthrough moment yesterday for whatever reason. I figured it was something I've been trying to figure out for a bit, and it just clicked and it made sense. So that was amazing. So I'm looking forward to that. If I'm able to finish, well, I have a couple of meetings as well. Let's see, it's not too booked. I try to also block out my calendar as well, because I'm still catching up on work this week, so I don't want to get distracted. So I have a couple of meetings today, but nothing too crazy. I have a meeting I have to take notes for, so that might take some time as I have to put the notes together and also share it with our team, and then a one-on-one with my manager. So shouldn't be too bad. I should have enough time to get good amount of work done. So I'm looking forward to having all of that focus time for myself. But that being said, let's get right into work. You already know, gotta start with the Neutonic. All right, so I just got a call from an electrical company that I reached out to with regards to installing my Tesla charger in my garage. So apparently they're gonna be able to give me a slot for today, and crazy, they already called me back. So let's see if they're gonna be able to come install the charger today. Hello?
Hey, Mr. Johnson.
Hey, how's it going?
This is Don Myers, the electrician.
Hey, Don, how's it going?
Oh, good. I've got a check ready and waiting to go.
For
you good? We can come do it. Your TV charger?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, I'll send them on.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem.
Bye-bye.
Bye. That's perfect. So they're gonna come and install the charger today. By the way, I should have posted the video about the Tesla, picking up the Tesla. If not, I'll try to post it before I post this one. But this is the garage right now. It's pretty messy right now because I've had a bunch of boxes. This is where my Tesla should be parked. But anyways, this is the Tesla charger. And let me get this out. Yeah, this is the Tesla charger right here. I thought I was gonna be able to install it myself, but turns out I actually need an electrician for that. Or I just don't have the skills for it. Anyways though, I plan to have it somewhere in the wall, beside the thing for the irrigation system. So right here, which is right about where the charging port will be. So hopefully they're able to do that. And the circuit breaker is right there, so it should be easy to kind of get a wire going or something going anyways. But that's the plan right now. So still have the Tesla parked outside as of now, and hopefully by the end of today we'll be able to have it parked inside. But damn, look at that stance is just always just so beautiful. Anyways, I'm gonna try to get some work done before the guy comes, so that sorry Sorry, the garage door can be pretty noisy, but I'm gonna try to get some work done tonight. Well, not tonight. Right now, before the guy comes, the electrician comes, and so that I can, utilize this time I have before getting distracted. But yeah, back to work again. Okay, so you're probably wondering what the heck is going on, but this is so crazy because I still have this page folded right here. And I remember when I first read this book. It's called Tribe of Hackers. It was written by Marcus J. Carey, and I first read about Ron Eddings. And when I was reading about him in this book, I was like, yo, that is so insane. Like, this guy is like, so cool. Like, he looks like me, right? And he's like such a cool hacker guy. And I was still like very new to cybersecurity at this time. It was like 2021 or 2, I think. Yeah, when I got this book. And it's crazy and insane to say that this Friday, today's Tuesday, this Friday, I will be going live with him and doing an investigation with him, like a, try hack me investigation. But it's such a full circle moment that I'm going from reading about this cool guy that I aspire to be like to now, like, sharing a platform with him on my own YouTube channel. That is just like mind blowing to me. Now, Ron doesn't know this. Ron didn't know this, right? I think I said it to him when I first met him, when we first spoke about it. But it's so crazy how like we've come like a full circle moment, right? And I'm gonna literally be sharing a platform with one of my heroes in cybersecurity that I read about. It's crazy, right? But super excited because we'll be doing like a live stream together where we're gonna be investigating a ransomware incident together. And that would be so cool. We'll be streaming it to YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, and also LinkedIn. It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. It's going to be fun. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be so cool. But you know what? Never give up on your dreams. Because I know it sounds like kind of cliche and like, I'm not trying to put Ron on the pedestal here. But like, I'm literally going from like reading about someone who is a hero of mine to legitimately like actually like collaborating with them on, well, it's content, but like we're doing like cybersecurity together, which is kind of insane to me. So I just thought it was gonna be something pretty cool to share. This is a really cool book by Marcus J. Carey, another person that I actually want to like not work with, but like actually collaborate with, maybe have on a podcast or do something cool with. I think it would be so crazy or so cool to do something with Marcus J. Carey. So maybe, but you know what? Honestly, they say never meet your heroes, but like when I met Ron, like it was definitely like a great moment. And yeah, it's so cool. I actually have to read the blue one for Tribe of Hackers because I only read the red one, and I'm not really in the red team, so blue one would be a good one to read. But I'm just super excited about it. Like, it's so cool, like a full circle moment, and I just thought I'd share that. And later on today, I'm gonna be like working on all the stuff for the live stream this Friday. So basically, getting the thumbnail done, creating like all the promotional material, and scheduling the live stream as well. So it's just gonna be crazy. It's gonna be super cool to do this. But yeah, keep pursuing your dreams. This is a reminder for you. I'm gonna put this back. And I'm also gonna add the Tribe of Hackers Blue to my Amazon cart because I need to read that one too. But back to work. Alright, so it looks like they're done with the installation, so I'm about to test it out right now. And I'm also like, I've had some progress with the playbook I'm writing, so that is great. I'm gonna save my work right now so that it doesn't mess up, and I'm gonna go try to test out this new charger. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is the Model S. It's a 21. Just picked it up last week. Yeah, looks like it works. Oh, good. It's nice. You said what?
Tells you the time?
Yeah, it tells you like how long it's gonna take. I think it's a lot more slower because it's charging from the house, and it's not using supercharging, so it's gonna just like use less energy. But that's perfect.
Well, it's still faster than the 120 though.
The 120?
The 120 volts, you got the 240 volts. So
Gotcha.
I think the 120, I think it takes like 12 hours or something like that to charge it.
That's
I think
crazy.
This one's complete charge.
Yeah.
I think it's like 8 hours or 6 hours.
That's perfect. Sounds good. Thank you
man.
very much. Have a good one. So changing up the space I work from helps a lot with productivity, especially in the afternoons after, you've had a pretty productive surge earlier in the day. Things start to slowly wind down, but moving to a different part of the house kind of helps with like still, keeping the novelty of in-use space that comes with productivity. So every now and then I, change where I'm working from, and it just helps me like kind of refresh and be able to get back into the mode of working. So especially on weeks like this where, there's a little bit more to do, just that novelty with a new space helps with staying productive. So that's why I'm here now. Man, it's crazy how time flies when you're getting work done. It's like past 5 now, and just finished up some work, and I am tired, man. Like, I'm mentally exhausted. I still have some things I want to finish up with the automation I was working on earlier today. I'm gonna try to get that done later on, but I just realized I haven't eaten an actual meal today, so gonna grab some food, and I need to go to the gym as well, so I don't want to go to the gym fasted, so I'm gonna get some food right now and eat, go to the gym. When I come back, I have a couple of things I need to do for the live stream. Right now I have a Fiverr order for the thumbnail, so I want to have that done by tonight, and then I'm gonna set up the live stream scheduled out for Friday, and then got a couple other content things I need to do as well tonight. So hopefully this is interesting. If you find it uninteresting, well, that is because it actually is. The work itself is actually fun, like, working and all of that, like, doing automation and all of that, but there are things that are not fun, like admin tasks, writing docs, writing meeting notes, all of that, all of those things, like, they're part of the job and everything, but they just come with the territory. And also, like, the days are nothing crazy. Like during the week, like most of my days are not typically spent doing work, But aside from that, like I said, I'm gonna eat, go to the gym, got some content stuff I need to do tonight as well. And I have some planning I want to do as well, because I want to plan out my study schedule for the GCIH. But beyond that, that's really what, today's going to look like. It's day 2, so nothing too crazy. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I don't think it will be as busy with meetings, so I would get a good amount of time to work as well. And yeah, that's it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, so today's Wednesday, and I didn't really film much of today because I have been trying to finish up some tasks the whole day. Had a couple of meetings and everything, but I mostly spent the day just like working on automation, the one I've been working on for a bit. And majorly today has just been a lot about troubleshooting some things with like handling a bunch of data. So basically, with regards to automation, especially when you're dealing with like internal APIs, there's a lot to do with like handling like a bunch of like responses, a bunch of data. So I've been really focusing on trying to make that process efficient, but also implementing like really robust error handling to that process, because I don't want my automations to fail because maybe one small thing failed, right? So I've been really trying to like implement, like make the automation as, I guess, as fault tolerant as possible. It kind of reminds me of like when I was doing detection engineering, where when you're building detections, you want to make sure that you're kind of balancing between like false positives and false negatives, as to where you're not, when you're testing out your detection, you're not building out your detection to like be super like specific and niche down to like one particular thing. Oh, by the way, say hi to Neutonic. So like, with regards to like, maybe that possibly causing like false negatives, right? Giving you a false sense of like having like, a detective mechanism or a detector that actually doesn't work because it is too specific. And also on the other hand, not being too broad as to where you have too many false positives, causing like a surge in alerting. By the way, sorry, I'm not wearing a shirt. Going to head to the gym in a bit, and I'm basically just not cared about anything all day but getting this thing done. But to my point, with automation and response automation, when you're writing scripts or writing like playbooks, you want to make sure that yes, your playbook works, but what are the various scenarios in which it might fail, right? Because like I said, for detection engineering, the goal for that when you're doing those detections is that you don't want those detections to go into production and just blow up or fail because of like some edge case or some small thing or whatever the case may be. The same thing for like response, when you're building out automation and response workflows, whether it's like scripts or like in a SOAR platform, you want to make sure you're implementing error handling, which is what I've been focusing on throughout today. So making sure that, let's say I pass in 3 inputs for a playbook, right? If I pass in 3 inputs for that playbook, if 2 succeed with making an API call, what happens if the third one fails, right? Does my entire playbook fail, or does it gracefully finish up the run and then lets me know the error for the third one that failed, right? Because you wouldn't want to like have this playbook run and then because one input, right, or one action failed, the entire playbook fails, right? You want to be able to make sure that everything that should work properly works properly, right? So those 2 that are good run properly, or even if it's one that is a good input runs properly, makes the API call. But if the other ones, right, are incorrect or there's some issue with them, you're able to like gracefully have the errors for why they didn't run show up in like a debugging terminal, whatever the case may be, or tell the user that's running the playbook, while still running the API call for the one that is actually valid, without essentially like crashing your playbook or without causing your entire playbook to not run. But also helping the user know what the issue was with the input or the portion of the playbook that failed, or automation script, whatever the case is. I think it applies to like whether you're using like any sort of SOAR platform, Python scripts, Lambda, whatever the case may be, because most of the things are typically Python based. So yeah, it's been a huge focus on that, and I'm really trying to make sure that whatever I'm writing doesn't go blow up in production because I didn't have error handling in place. And then I'll try to finish this up, but another thing I want to start thinking about is like what I can do or what I can implement to for testing, these playbooks to ensure that, okay, I might be able to think of some possible scenarios for, how this could fail or how this might not work or how to make this efficient, but what is a better way to automate the process of checking that so that maybe like in a pre-commit hook, there's a way by which you can tell like, oh wait, you didn't, check for this particular, edge case, right? Which you would consider like your unit testing in a sense. So basically like figuring out, how unit testing can be done. But yeah, that is all fun. And as the more I'm writing more code and like spending more time like doing automation, the more I really appreciate like, coding or software engineering or like all of those things essentially, right? Because it really opens up your mind to like the possibilities that can happen. It opens up your mind to like structure. It also helps you like be focused, because if you're not able to spend enough time being focused on what you're doing with regards to like a coding task or like automation workflow, like you're not going to be able to get far at all. Like you need to spend like, a decent amount of time just like sitting down, understanding the problem and thinking of like a way to solve that problem with code. So that's been what I've been doing all day. I didn't really film much today. It's Wednesday. But that's it for today. I'm going to head to the gym in a bit once I'm done with this, and I'll see you all tomorrow. All right, so today, once again, I didn't really film much, just like yesterday, and that is because I did almost exactly the same thing I did yesterday. So today was focused still on automation tasks, working on actually finishing up the automation I've been working on, which I actually did. So I'm actually done with the automation. It works fine. I tested a bunch of use cases, let me turn this light here. I tested a bunch of use cases, tested a bunch of things to see if, it would error out or it would fail my playbook or it would crash my playbook. Just a bunch of like, edge cases that I might have thought of. Like everything works fine. All my errors are being handled very well, and the structure is looking nice, the logic is looking nice, the flow is looking nice. It's running pretty efficiently, and I've tried to optimize it as much as I can, make it as efficient as possible. So like, I'm not using too much compute resources, and that is totally cool. It works great. I'm super proud of this one. And my goal is the next thing I need to do is to finish up the design for it, like basically like a write-up of how the automation works, how it can be used and all of that stuff, all its components and all of that. Finish that up and then get it pushed into production tomorrow, because it's pretty late now. So I'll actually finish up the design tonight and then work on getting it pushed tomorrow. And that's it for today. I'm also gonna spend some time doing some prep for tomorrow's live stream with Ron Eddings. We're going live on the channel to do a ransomware investigation based off of a track me room. If the video is already live by the time this video is out, I'll probably leave a link to it somewhere on the card on the screen or somewhere, whatever the case may be. But yeah, again, the days are pretty much the same. Today was just working on automation, a couple of meetings, working on documentation, some research into an investigation as well that is, I'm working on. So pretty much the same thing as yesterday. And as you already know, Friday is coming, it's tomorrow. So by tomorrow, we would have had a full overview of what my week looks like as a cybersecurity engineer focusing on incident response, investigations, automation, but also, this week being on call as incident commander for my team. So yeah, that's it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow.